Welcome, everybody, to the Arkansas Diamond Report with Dudley Dawson. I'm your host, Jason Pattison. I want to thank you all for jumping on with us tonight. Sponsored by Coy's Southern Eats. Make sure to go over and check out all of the great products that they have at coyssoutherneats.com. And also make sure to browse their entire selection of goods that they have on their website. You can also find all of their great products in Central Arkansas select grocery stores and also in Northeast Arkansas, Amazon.com and Walmart.com. Make sure to go and give the gift of great seasoning this season and go re-experience the magic of Coy's and come get you some. All right. Without any further ado, Dudley, how you doing, my man?
Doing good. I'm in the Christmas festive mode today, as you can tell.
I can see that you got the Celtics cheer going on today.
Celtics background, the Cardinal hat, it's Christmas hat.
Yep.
Break it out 1 month a year.
Last week, Marty was on with me, and he he ended up having a complete full-fledged Christmas hat on last week, and I thought that was pretty stinking cool. So
I've got one of those, but my head's too big.
No, you're a humble guy, my man.
Mm-hmm. No, I was talking. I was talking about it.
That was my zinger for the day. I tell you, you kind of laid that one up for me right there a little bit.
Yep.
So
bunny, it's a bunny.
My goodness. Now let's get after Taliah Scott again. It's her world. We're just living in it, my man.
Yeah, it's just I might as well just rename the award, until she gets to be a sophomore, I guess. I know there are a lot of other good freshmen in the SEC, and she gets the award this week even after scoring 9 on Saturday. It's just because she's, obviously had, a big game in their loss the previous Sunday. But she's just an outstanding basketball player. She's way beyond her years in dealing with the media. She gave me an answer, I want to say, maybe a week or so ago that I said, I've been doing this for 40 years. And that was as complete, as long a quote. And I told Mike Neighbors that during the press conference when he came out, I said, I usually use you use your quote first, but I said, I don't believe you can get me one like she had. So she's an outstanding player and only going to get better. She's I think went 2-12 the other day. She had started to come on shooting the ball really well, but everybody's going to have a bad game or a bad half or a bad 10 minutes. If you're talking about the Razorbacks on Saturday, when that almost fell completely apart. You could just see it in Coach Musselman's eyes that there was nothing he could do. He was trying everything, and sometimes it just doesn't go. But W is a W. You got out of there with it. Now you got to get better before Thursday night's game, and then. Right around the corner is, you coming up on SEC play.
Yeah. The Lady Razorbacks take on Illinois on the 20th at 10 a.m.
That's Wednesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. And I'm fine with it. I'm fine with those. We'll get those done, get it out of the way. Petra, my beautiful wife, and I will be at plenty of time to play games after that,
Yeah.
And so looking forward to that. I'm down with 10 a.m. games, so.
I was going to say, because you might be able to enjoy a little bit of beach time being down there in Palm Beach.
Yeah, I wish. That'd be great. I'm sure that Petra would want to go to that one.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you guys definitely would take the hit for the team on that one. Boy, so yesterday was the Gym Back preview with Jordan Weber and her 2024 squad. And she's got a lot of great competitors coming back this year, and dang near almost the entire team, if I'm not mistaken, just except for a couple. But for the most part, the core of that team is back this year, and I think the future is super bright.
Yeah, you have a couple of seniors. One of them being Emmy Callie, who's Marilee Retton's daughter. I think we've talked about that before. You've got some great sophomores, 4 of which were all SEC freshman team last year. A couple of them were also on the all SEC team, period, regardless of your classification. Got 4 outstanding freshmen coming in, and you've got an All-American from Shania Linton from Arizona who's transferred in. So they're loaded, like 17-person roster. I really enjoyed it. John James went and took pictures, and it was just fun meet. Looking forward to going back when they start back up with Georgia on January 12th. I have to admit my favorite performance was the young lady who danced to Dr. Dre. Right up my alley there, but lots of individual performances, and I think my wife's more fascinated by the fact that I met one of the Fierce Five than anything else. In Jordan Weaver, who's obviously has had an outstanding run with them as coach so far. It'll be her fifth year. The program's had 20 straight regional, or looking for the 20 straight regional appearance, and their 19th straight top 20 finish. So it's been one of these programs that has been consistently good and is on the verge of being great.
Yep, and one of those for the 2025 season also is Jocelyn Roberson. She's made the U.S. national team. You guys can check her out up this coming Olympics if she makes the team. I don't know, other than maybe some technical things with her, but I would almost venture to say that she I wouldn't say a shoo-in, but she has a good chance to make the national team. My wife and I were watching some of the prelim stuff last month or the month before, I think. And I'm going to tell you what, Jordan's got a really good one in her coming in the 25 class, and I think she's going to be exciting.
Yeah, and there's, as I said, only two seniors, so I don't know how the NIL money goes around in gymnastics, but she's certainly one that would be worth it. Good crowd yesterday. I was impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been to a ton of meets. I've watched a ton on TV, but as we try to expand things a little bit here at Hogville, I wanted to get into coverage of that, and the opportunity presented itself yesterday. Thank God I didn't stay home and watch the first half of the Cowboy game anyway. The Celtics played well. I had 2 out of 3 yesterday. Celtics and Golden Knights won, but not the Cowboys. But I gotta tell you, I kind of expected. It had been 6 weeks in a row and 7 weeks without a loss, and so I knew it was coming. I just didn't know whether it would be this week or next week. So, but it is what it is. I know who I'm a fan of. Been a fan of them for 60 years now, so. I know what I'm getting but I ain't gonna jump off the ship.
Yep. So the young lady that you were referring to is Frankie Price, and she has an incredible floor routine. Actually, that floor routine a couple of times last year was able to snag her a 9.9 during the course of the season, and I almost thought that she was going to hit a 10 on that last meet, and it was the last home meet is what I was referring to, and I thought that she was going to get a 10. You heard the crowd chanting for it. It didn't happen. But I'm going to tell you, man, her and then also Cammie Weaver, they've got some great floor routines. And then also you got the Arkansas kid, Lauren Williams, and she was bringing down the house last year. And I feel excited for Jordan in that core group this year.
Yeah, obviously got to the NCAA championships. The vault brings in a lot of local attention as well since she's from Rogers. Really good crew. I think yesterday they had 9 doing each event just to get everybody some work. Coach Weaver talked about how you could probably go 11 to 12 in each of the events if she wanted to. And now that's a great a great thing for a coach to have to wheedle it down to who's going to be your best. It's one of those embarrassment of riches. That's what happens when you recruit really well, and not a lot of people leap into the to the pros just yet. Obviously, when you have an Olympic year, that's something that will bleed into things. But obviously, that's a staff that has 3 on it that competed for Olympics too, that won Olympic gold medals. In 2012 and 2020. So it's it's a great hire by the AD. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and that was the very first all Olympic staff in NCAA history too. That was one of the big things that I really feel like the fan base was able to rally around, because they understood that they were getting quality coaches that were going to be able to get the best and the most out of the the athletes that they're coaching.
Forward to seeing a lot of those meets this year, and I was just very fascinated by yesterday.
Yep. Well, let's kind of fast forward a little bit here, and I know that we kind of talked about it for just a second, but I'm going to tell you what, I don't think there was any amount of Bud Light that you could have bought yesterday to salvage that Cowboy game.
Yeah, so let's that backstory. The previous Sunday when Dallas was playing Philadelphia, I didn't do my homework well enough and was didn't think I had enough Bud Light to help them through the game. But I ran the four corners on it, and took care of. But yeah, that would have made me drink yesterday if I had been drinking, but it wasn't. But again, I'd like to point out that two of my three teams won yesterday.
Yep. And I'm going to tell you, we were watching the Vikings.
If anybody wonders where the Dallas Cowboys logo is here on the shirt, the background, all of that, just like anybody else, they get put in timeout when they don't play well.
Yep. And hey, Celtics, they played well last night or yesterday
25.
afternoon. Sorry. Yep. And that was, I hate to say it, it's going to be a tough year for my Spurs. I think I'm going to have to find somewhere else to kind of
looking toward the future, man.
Yeah, it is looking great. I mean, all 7-5.
Yeah.
And
you got the face of the franchise there but they got to get some people around him, and they're going to have some high draft picks probably this year, next year, to be able to do that.
Yeah, and that's going to be nice. But I mean, I really feel like the Spurs are at the point where they were back in 96, 97, right around there, whenever Del Curry was the coach, right before Pop took over, and that's when they got Tim Duncan, and then it kind of just went on around after that. I don't know if that's going to happen, but God, I'd love for it to happen again.
Yeah. Also, why I just got a text or a story not too long ago. Jordan Baugh, who's the running back that Arkansas had committed, has now decommitted. Took a visit to Alabama and Florida. Will probably end up at Florida, but you had to expect some of these hits with the season they had and things that have gone on. Got six guys through the portal. As you will know, signing days
tomorrow,
Wednesday, for these high school kids, and the Courtney Crutchfield obviously is one of the top players, if not the top player in Arkansas. You keep hearing he's going to go to Missouri. You can we'll see how it plays itself out. It is what it is now. It's I was just telling somebody earlier today, there are a lot of people, and it's sad, but it happens. There are a lot of people who are refusing to give money to the university right now because they want to change the coach, and part of that money would probably be going toward NIL. But this is where the program is right now. You've brought in a really good offensive coordinator. We'll see if he can do anything. It was really strange, man. Really strange watching Boise State the other night playing a bowl game without their MVP, who was headed here.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. I feel like Brian Kelly's comments regarding NIL kind of took away from the game itself, because it seemed like nobody was really talking about that game in the LA Bowl, but they were talking about everything that he was saying afterwards. And I felt like it resounded across the nation with what he said.
Chip Kelly, that is, yeah.
Chip Kelly, yes.
Yeah. He was on again today during the bowl that I watched this afternoon. He was on at halftime because he's got the ideas now. But that was a great football game. Pedro walked by while I was writing here in the first half, and Old Dominion was up 28-0. And I told her, one of these teams showed up to play, the other didn't, but the other showed up after halftime. And I guess that Western Kentucky, even with Austin Reed not playing and some of their other guys opting out, which is happening all over the country now. Jaden Daniels decided to not going to play for LSU. Don't blame him at all, because if you're going to be a top 10, then top 10, top 15, you probably don't need to be doing that, because this win ain't going to do anything for LSU. Now, if he was playing in one of the championship games, that'd be different. Looking forward to a New Year's Day with a couple of great playoff games this year.
I'm just really excited by the fact that you got the Orange Bowl and you've got the Rose Bowl back on New Year's Day again. I know last year it kind of fell weird with how the holidays fell, because with Sunday and then having the NFL, and now it's moved back to Monday as it keeps rotating throughout the year. But that was really nice, because I'm more of a purist when it comes to those things. I like to have the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. Grew up with that while I was a kid. You got the Sugar Bowl. You also got the Orange Bowl as well. And I want to see those games on, traditionally on the New Year's Day, not New Year's Eve like we've seen over the last few years where you've had your playoff games as they rotate through those 6 sites, but or the 4 sites. But that's is what it is. But I really feel like it's going to be a really good playoff. One of my friends at work, she's a huge diehard Sooner fan, and she was invited by one of her friends to college football playoff, the Rose Bowl game at their house for a party and stuff. And she said, I thought about it, and I was going over and I was listening to what she was talking about. Then I realized she's a Texas Longhorn fan. There's no way in hell I'm going over there. I said, but here's what you could do. You could put all of your Oklahoma garb on, and whenever they get trounced by Washington, you can just sit there and sing all night long. Boy, I'm going to tell you what, you will have everybody cleared out of the room. I can't hear you, Dudley.
Said I've watched a lot of Washington this year. Michael Penix at times has looked great. He's made plays at the end, big time. Right now I think Texas is probably better just from the eye test, but we'll see who once they get there, who's ready to play and all that. That's usually how the bowls and playoffs work out. Yeah, if I was going to, if I was going to pick them right now, I'd probably pick an all future SEC final with Alabama and in Texas, especially now that Nick Saban has hired one of the fired Michigan assistants, and that's just so badass. I mean, he just gets a guy that's got fired, he's bringing him in, he'll tell him everything he needs to know.
Exactly.
And nobody, if anybody else did that, they would be getting on him that that's just not fair play and all that. It's Nick Saban. That's what he wants.
Exactly. Yeah, because could you see Steve Sarkisian trying to go after that guy and trying to bring him on? I'm going to tell you what, and everybody hates Texas anyway. That would give everybody one more reason just to hate him even more.
Yeah, now Arch Manning is up from 210 to 225. Obviously their backup quarterback could see the writing on the wall. He transferred. He's got in the portal and going somewhere else. We'll see. Quinn Ewers, I guess he's going to go ahead and come out after it. At least he's got the opportunity to if he wants to go get into the draft. But he will probably be best served by staying another year. But Arch Manning's just sitting there ready to go and telling you what, he better be great or everybody will be disappointed because he's been held up as the next Manning, which he is. But that's a tough legacy to follow.
That really is, and I really like the tone that he's setting for some of these higher rated quarterbacks that are coming into these larger schools. That you're wanting all the money that you can get. Like you have Dominic Raiola, his son, looks like not sure if he's going to be going.
Yeah, he announced earlier today that he's going to be going to Nebraska, and
yes.
You could see that coming. Especially, I think it was going to happen because they knew that the Georgia quarterback was probably going to come back as Carson Beck as he is now. So, he'll be able to probably walk right in, especially since he's going to go in January and take over that quarterback spot. I saw some quotes from him today saying, "I know I have to go work," which is another way of saying, "Yes, I'm going to go work, but I know if I work, then I'll get to be the starting quarterback." Obviously 5-7 under Matt Rule. Who will tell you how much a quarterback costs. He did that in his press conference not too long ago.
Sure did, didn't he?
We know full well what's happening there. It's interesting, that kid, 3 high schools in 3 years, and now 3 commitments but he'll sign on Wednesday, and to each their own now, man. As I've said many times, it's a business, and kids just gonna go try to get their bag, as they say these days.
Yep. Well, and I want to thank Phil Roberts for this. He said, "I thought this was a baseball report." And I'm going to tell you honestly, Phil, whenever it's kind of down season, right before baseball and softball start, we're going to talk about pretty much anything that we can get our hands on, because I feel like it brings a lot of substance to the show. I know that Coach Van Horn.
I saw as we talked last week, you would think he was 15 in the pipeline. He was 12 in Baseball America's prospects and drafting in his next draft. I'm trying to get him closer to 7 so he can go to the Cardinals, who have that 7th pick. But I think 12 was Boston. So he's going to be a very successful and very rich young man. As long as everything goes right this year, he's certainly highly thought of. I remember when he was pitching at Bullard and throwing those no hitters. You know how I am. I'm always, if I call and they answer, then I like him. And he was always good about getting back with me. Him and Peyton Stovall, and it's going to be good to see Peyton Stovall back out there playing. Not only did he gutted it out last year, was never fully healthy, and just tried to do it for his team. It's going to be good to see him fully healthy again, and he'll be making himself a lot of money as well.
I saw that Jason Jones had put I saw that Jason Jones had put on 15 pounds over the offseason, went up from 210 to 225. Is there going to be a spot, maybe left field?
They want so bad. They want so bad to get him going, get him in the lineup. He had a really good summer, from what I understand. Hit the ball well. Sometimes it dropped in, sometimes it didn't. But got a lot of playing time, third base, and as they said, the outfield is kind of in flux without, except for Kendall Diggs, who's definitely going to be in right field. Center, you have a couple of guys who came in that kind of battling there. You're going to end up having Peyton Hope at the third, it looks like. I mean, he's going to be in the lineup somewhere. So it looks like probably third. And, there's another embarrassment of riches. You got to get enough guys. You got to give them the lineup. But I just really think, and I know he'll say it as we do the preseason right before they open with James Madison with 4 games at home, and then head to Texas, to Arlington to play in that tournament. I think that he'll say that his pitching staff is deep, and it is. It's much deeper than last year, even though he came out and said it was deep then. Hopefully they can stay healthy, and you get those 3 guys that we think are going to be the weekend starters. You should get a chance to see them the first couple of weeks, and that will really help you as you try to roll toward another SEC championship, which Dave Van Horn made clear of in our last media thing with him. And that's we've only had certainly I'm not getting on, but we only had one media since the fall thing ended, so there's not a lot we can report. We'll know pretty soon who, and now that the first semester is over, we'll know pretty soon who the 8 or so who are not back. But we don't know at the moment. But they were going to have to trim the roster before.
Yep. And I think he's got something coming up here pretty soon, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll have to go back and take a look. But I know that his spring preview should be coming out early next year, because it fires up at the end of February, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm looking at it right now. We've got 2 full weeks left of December, and to me that means we're 6-7 weeks away from pitchers and catchers reporting anyway. So
it's getting close. Baseball season's starting to come toward us. I look forward to it getting started. Once in a while I throw a tape game on. Not one of the 91 that the Cardinals lost last year, but looking forward to seeing what need one more pitcher. There need one more starter. I think we'll see whether John Mozeliak does that. But there's just some baseball.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in John Mozeliak right now, because it looks like he's trying to put together the best AARP roster in MLB right now. So it's just really kind of.
I'm going to give him till spring training, but we would like to get the Japanese pitcher at the back of the bullpen, the one that's been basically their save leader over there. Would like to add some things. Also, would like for Seattle to jump up and play. Well, Drew Lock is walking into the field here. I'd like you to step up tonight, Drew Lock.
That'd be nice too. I'm telling you.
I think the Cowboys probably lose next week too. Tough down the stretch. We're going to have to bounce back. But let's be. I didn't listen to Stephen A. Smith this morning because I'm not.
Oh my God, that guy's insufferable.
But I'm sure he went off. But I know who they are. I'm a Cowboys fan that's realistic. I know who they are. They got no chance to get through the playoffs if they have to go on the road. They're 3-4 on the road this year.
Yeah.
beat everybody like crazy at home, but 3-4 on the road. And I know what the deal is, but I have enjoyed the last month and a half until the other day.
Yeah, if they had one solid running back to go along with Tony Pollard, I think that would carry a lot more. But there's been so much influx. Zach Martin was out in the second half last night. I'm not sure what the severity of his injury was. And
Jason Peters retired today too. I think was for
he did.
So yeah, what a run by a former tight end at the University of Arkansas as an offensive lineman in the NFL, like 20 years, something like that.
And newly inducted Arkansas Hall of Famer Jason Peters.
Absolutely.
I think you got him. You've got Peyton Hillis also, and Ryan Mallett, if I'm not mistaken, from the football side, that'll be inducted into the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame here in the next coming months. But, well, man, I'm going to get you out of here, get you over for some Monday Night Football, and everybody, I want you to take care. And we got Christmas coming up, and so I got to talk to the guys. I'm not sure exactly where we're going to go for the next week or so, how that's going to go, but I'll put out a quick update. Also, Dudley will be, and I think, and John will be over at the press conference on Wednesday. I let Otis know that I can help cover that.
Yeah, not only are they going to have the press conference with Coach Pittman at 2 to fully announce the signing class / portal, although it's important for people to know that while you can't take, like, KJ can't take any visits right now to other places, even though he's in the portal. You can't do that till January 2nd. You can talk to coaches, on the phone, and I'm sure he's been to a lot of places in the Southeastern Conference. So if it's somewhere in the Southeastern Conference, I think it'll be different. But looking forward to that on Wednesday. And not only will you have Coach Pittman, you'll have Coach Mateos, who is back, and we'll have his introduction there after the 2 p.m. press conference. And you never know what you're going to hear at those press conferences, so you have to pay attention.
No, yeah, you never know. That could be quite interesting. Well, Dudley, I'll get you out of here, and y'all, we will see you later. Make sure to head over to Coy's Southern Eats, our proud sponsor. They've got incredible seasonings and all kinds of gift ideas for this season of giving. You got Christmas, which is about a week and a half away, or sorry, less than a week away now.
You better check on your press.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I think I'm having a stroke over here.
It's a week from today, isn't it?
Yeah, man, it's a week from today. Yeah. I gotta get with the program, man. Woo! Holy crap!
And remember, the season finale of Gilded Age on HBO Max tonight. So, yeah, there's a tip. There's a viewer's tip.
I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna have to check that one out, and also make sure if you got to look into Lessons in Chemistry. That was fun.
Yeah, I will. The Patriot is reading the book, and then that's how we do things around here. She reads the book, and then we watch the show. So
my youngest was reading the book as we were watching it, and so when she would watch it, she was like, "Okay, this is right. That's not right." I'm like,
she was doing the same thing with the last thing, which is all the light we cannot see, or something like that, wasn't it, Patriot?
Yeah.
All the light we cannot see around the corner down the street. I mean, it was a great series, but I just couldn't get the title right in my head. So,
well, and make sure to head over to CoySouthernEats.com for all of your gift giving ideas. They've got all sorts of boxes. Make sure to get those Central Arkansas online, and go re-experience the Coys and re-experience the magic of Coys and come get you some. I'm going to get that out tonight, I swear. And go over and check it out. Say hey to Clay. Say hey to Tracy, and they'll get you all hooked up, y'all. So for Dudley Dawson, Merry Christmas to y'all too. And for Dudley and myself, Jason, y'all take care and have a great night.